Okay, this is about turn 3. I'm playing as the Axis Germans. Uh, I've got fairly good defences all down my borders. You see all these little green circles, and he has fairly good defence down his. So at this stage in the game, still quite early. There's no big units, no major big units. There's a couple battalions rather. So what we're doing is we're just sort of probing the enemy and killing off easy kills. This is probably my best unit, or one of my better units. So I'm going to use that to try to inflict some damage on him. Now I could, so if I attack in there, I'll suffer one casualty. Now this unit has an HQ unit in it, which is one of the better units within the game. And he boosts up all my troops within the battalion, and I have a mortar which is quite good at taking out large battalions. If I go in here, you see I take quite a lot of casualties. At the moment I'm not really pressing, I'm just sort of prodding at them, so I don't really want to take any even equal casualties. I want to try and just pick off easy targets. So that's quite an easy target. That's easy. So I could do that, which would get me 5 kills, and I press Control Z, hover over the unit, and I undo its order. So that's 5 kills to 1. So that was a pretty good kill ratio. In fact, I think I'll just leave it like that. Just do that. Now my troops have moved. The troops have done combat. After they've done combat, they can't attack, and you also see these little red arrows, just indicating for quick reference that that's what they did. They attacked in here this turn. Looking further down his line, so I lose 2. He loses 1. Now this shovel with the orange line means that he's digging in or digging out. In this case, he's digging in because I know he was already dug in. Now further down, his defences are not too bad. So I'm just going to leave this area now. I'm quite happy with him sort of stuck in there, and that was quite a good kill. Reduces his troops. Now where else? So I look over at this side, and again he's quite good. See, he's got this grenadier unit which is going to cause me problems. So if you click on the enemy unit and then hover over your units, you can see what damage that unit can do to you on the attack. And the simple fact is that he's getting more kills on me, so he's probably going to use that. So I'm going to need to put some reinforcements in here, try and beef this area up, trying to deter him from attacking. I think what I'm mainly going to try and do is press into here. Now once you go on the attack, taking more casualties not necessarily a problem, because it's more about how many of them you kill. See, like, this is a good place to attack. I have 4 regions surrounding this one region, so therefore I have 4 times the income that he has for this one region, so I can actually afford to take some quite heavy casualties. The only problem is I don't actually have any decent troops for pushing in there on this side. I I do have this one. What is this guy do? Right now, this is another HQ with a medic, couple of grenadiers for popping full-sized units, heavy infantry, a couple of cannon fodder. So that's quite an expensive unit, probably about, I could work it out, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's about a 600 point unit. It's pretty big. Now if I look, you'll see that I'm taking, even on his full-sized units. I'm taking very little casualties, so that's going to be my main unit for pushing into them. Now there's two things I can try and do. I can either try to capture one of these airfields. Now I would do that with this battalion here and this one. Yeah. So what I could do, I mean he hasn't actually got any troops that he can recall to come and knock me out, and he's got, press the gold icon. He's only got 141 gold, so he's not going to build up any massive units to prevent me doing what I want to do. And this is quite a good area with two airfields, so what I might do is airdrop my paratroopers into here, and then next turn he will almost certainly try and pack these airfields up now. But that's not a bad thing, because if he's deploying his troops over here, then he's got less troops on this front. So that seems to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack here. So now I can start to afford to take a bit more casualties over here as I try and press in, because then he's going to be, now that my troops are in here, he's going to get less reinforcement. So that'll make it easier for me. These guys have already attacked. Yes, that's quite good. I'll just go in and I'll just by doing that, the biggest units always move first. So I'll move the two heavy units, but in this instance it didn't make any difference. So kill off another one of his little units. Now I'm going to bring these guys. It's a bit foolish to leave your city undefended, and I'll put reinforcements on here at the end of the turn. Now you'll notice that when I did that move there, only the medium and light infantry moved. The heavy infantry was out of move points, so he stayed there for now. What else are we going to do? See if we can have a little pop here. Now it's not a bad idea to press this region as well, because otherwise he'll start putting reinforcements here and sending them this way. So if I press him up here, he'll be forced to try and reinforce up here, which means less troops coming in here to interfere with me kicking him in. Yeah, okay, so now when you're looking at the turn, you look at sort of what units are around to try and assess what damage someone can do, but you can change that by, as you see, moving your troops around a little bit, and then lets you focus damage. Now see, that was quite a lot of casualties and not a lot of effect really. So I'll just undo all that. I'm sure I had a better attack earlier on. Yeah, so maybe do that one instead. Oh, right, now here's a good thing. Right, that was a supply depot which he had quite weakly defended. Now I can't move, however this is where having a para, I was going to use him over here but I'll build some more. Having a para sitting on an airbase, he's got to begin the turn here, but now he's on there I can drop him anywhere. So I can drop him in here. Now the thing is, if I drop him in there, oh, they'll just annihilate him. What has he got in there? So it's 3 rifles. Oh no, that was me attacking him, so that's him attacking me, so I could withstand that attack. And he probably would attack me twice. Anyway, he might be able to vector in some reinforcements, but he probably won't be able to recapture it. So now if you look at supplies, well, my supplies are quite good actually. His supplies are quite good. It's probably not that significant to capture that anyway. It's not in a very good position because it's right between all these cities, so it's not really helping anyone. So I could airdrop that unit into here, and that will capture it, make it mine, deplete his resources. But your problem there is that he would probably be able to kick him in, but yeah, I'll leave it there because I've broken into his territory, so that's fine. Let's turn these supplies off. Right, now looking to see what else I can do with these. Now see, he's got another Grenadier battalion here. Fortunately he's going to take quite severe casualties. He's not really going to be able to do much with that. Okay, let's have a look at this area. These are not battles that are particularly... oh. Yeah. Gone the wrong way there. Alright, so I can do some damage here, for sure. Nothing I want to do up there. Right, but down here, so that's a good kill. And that's quite good. Alright, now I am trying to use up his reinforcements here, so I will take that attack. And then here, and I'll just vector them in to get more damage done. And they're mainly on the defence. These 3-point regiments not doing much. They're just sort of sitting on the fence. Now you notice that none of my troops are dug in. That's because being dug in is good. It gives you huge defence bonuses, but it also stops you mobilising your army and doing what I've been doing a lot of here, which is shuffling troops from one place to another to come in and attack. It's pretty good, like what he's done here, where he's outnumbered quite severely. So he knows he's not going to be attacking, he knows he's not going to be moving around much, so it's quite good to dig in then. I prefer to have my troops mobile if I can. So I think, so just sort of look around and see if there's any, bugger look, he's got in my territory up here. See if there's any attacks that are worth doing. I really want to get him out of my territory. But as you'll see, I take quite severe casualties. So even though that's a heavy unit, I'm still taking, he's in forest, so he's getting good defence bonuses, and he might even try and dig in, plus he's got a mortar in there. So ideally what I'm looking at, these units here, these battalions are more designed for kicking in units that have got, you know, not full size, 6 or less. They're not really designed for beating full sized battalions. They're designed for harassing these small units here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to harass them. Now this guy in my territory is a problem, but it's a problem I can deal with quite easily, which I'll show you in the reinforcement phase how you deal with that, hopefully. This city has 186 gold, so if I look at him against, yeah, I can easily deal with him. Okay, so I'll pretty much finished with my attacks now, so I'll go into my reinforcement phase. First thing I want to do is lock this unit down and stop him moving anywhere. Right, so I'll put 3 on, I'll test what he can do. So at the moment he will definitely attack me next turn and I'll lose units. So I need to beef them up a little bit. He's taking 1 damage, killing 2 of mine, so he'll still do more. So beef him up, now it's a 2 for 2. So at this point, yeah, he probably still attack. I've got 86 gold, tells you down here how much gold that region's got. I just generally want to be trying to... now see, here is his mortar kicking in. As I'm putting more units in, he's actually doing more damage to me because so it might be better to put some better quality units rather than quantity. Right, so if I put in, let's just see what he's doing just now. 2, if I say put in a heavy unit, yeah, that's a lot better. So I'll put in heavy units, which also gives me a bit of a bonus when attacking him back. And if I've got enough, which I don't unfortunately have enough, I'll just have to leave it like that. He's not going to go anywhere. I mean, he's only going to do a couple of kills. It's nothing to worry about. No, that was a bit of a problem. See, this is where I've been getting pecked at several sides. I'll just put enough just to hold him. I'll have to do. He will come in and attack there, but I've not got much points. Right, I'll just reinforce that area. Right. Now over here, it's important that I get some units back on here. Look at his airborne. Look around his air bases to see if he's got any decent airborne units, which he hasn't. So this airborne is not a threat, because what can happen is, like what I did here, they run their troops in, kill this guy on the city, and you think, oh well, I'll only get 1 unit in, kill him, and then paratroop into the city and capture it. So you want to avoid that, and you certainly don't want to let the enemy get a hold of your air bases. That's very bad if they do that. How much we got? 118, right, so I'll stick a couple of paratroopers on there. And over here, what have we got? Right. Now I want to beef up my assault on here to put pressure on him, to take pressure off over here, because if he's spending a lot of his income trying to defend this side, he can't put troops into his attack up here. So I need to try and boost these guys up. So for now I'm just going to drop some basic infantry on there. And he's got a full-sized unit here, so we're going to try and get some heavy. I'll better just defend that while I remember. That's good enough. So we'll get some heavy units. Maybe he's got this unit here, which is doing severe damage, and it's quite mobile, so it can pretty much go up and down here and start beating the crap out of all these guys. So that said, I'm gonna press oh, I can't, I'm in a reinforcement phase, bugger. I could control Z all the way back out the reinforcement phase and dig these guys in, but I won't. I'll do it next turn. Right, so this is a pretty mean unit he's got here. It really is gonna peck me some damage. So he's killing my men, but I'm not able to do anything to him. And if I try and spread my defence, so even 4 is not 6, 7, 8, 9. See, now standard infantry is just not doing it against that unit. And why is that? That's because he's got, well, the mortar is on the smaller units. The mortar's not having much effect, but as I build my battalions up, his mortar is doing more damage to me. And then his heavy units are packing a bit of punch, plus he's got some mediums, and his medic is what's mitigating my damage back to him. So probably best that I get these guys dug in next turn, and then in the meantime, so he could easily move up here, kill that, move on to the airbase. So the best defence against that is if I have a mortar. You'll see that I'm now doing some equal damage back. Problem is, mortars are expensive. I really do need to boost that up. Right, so that should hold for a turn. But there's a good chance he's probably going to break my lines with this unit. On a plus side, I do have this unit here, so that if he did break my lines, see, I still take casualties, but I could beat that unit with this one and a couple of others to help. And the way I'd get that there is I'd just fly it into this airbase, and then it's in the zone, and I can kick the crap out of him. See, he's also got another unit here that's going to cause me problems, so I better beef these guys up as well. And again, mortars would be nice, but it's very expensive. Okay, I think I will just put mortars in there. But that does mean that if he had, let's see, like this he had a 5 unit. Yeah, so he's not. Yeah, he could actually wipe my mortar out this turn, so I'll have to leave that and put some. Yeah, I'll have to do. Now, the simple fact is, you can't defend everywhere. There's gonna be areas where you're pressing into the enemy and you're beating the enemy, and there's gonna be areas where he's pushing into you. In that instance, your job is to try and defend as best as possible, and where you're attacking is to try and press into him as much as possible. So that's a turn from Elite Battalion Commander. Shows you how combat's meant to go. You know, it's not all about grab your units and just throw them into the enemy. You have to be very careful about what you attack, and it's, you know, and it's not always about you're doing the most damage. Sometimes, you know, it's just about pressing a region and trying to do as much damage to the region. It doesn't matter about your casualties, because once you get your troops in and start to, you know, overrun his troops, get past the front line, because he's not getting the income, that region will eventually collapse if you keep the pressure on. Now, the other thing as well is, which is quite important, which is what I'm going to try and do to this guy up here, is if you can, if I put on the supply tab, oh, that's excellent. If you look at the supplies, you'll see that supplies emanate from cities. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from these supply depots here, they emanate 3, so 3, 2, 1. These units here, the enemy units, if you look down here, you will see that he's only got 2 supplies, and there, that one's got 4 supplies, so obviously quite a new unit. In fact, you probably put that in last turn. This one here has got 2 supplies. So basically, the fact that I've locked this in here, um, means that this battalion is going to run out of supplies pretty quick, and he's then got a choice. He's either going to have to move out, at which point I suppose he could drop more paratroopers in or whatever, and then they'll go into attrition. These guys here, they're going to have to get out of the way, and they're not going to be able to get. Well, yeah, they would be able to get back. He could go. Yeah, see now, because he's got the mortar in there, he can only move. He's only got 2 move points for that battalion, and it costs 2 to move through this. So what's going to happen here is, as he runs out of supplies, he's got the choice to either sit there and die or move out of my territory. And when he moves, he'll move to here, at which point the only thing he could do is drop airborne units in to take his place. And if he does that, I mean, I can see that he hasn't actually got any decent airborne units, so whatever he drops in here I'd be able to kick the crap out of quite easily. Anyway, I'll finish up with that.